Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, my dear friends. What do you remember about your childhood? Can you remember having a Thanksgiving with your families or with your friends? How about going to places like an amusement park with your families or with your friends? Or maybe just stay at home and watch your favorite cartoon on television? Some people say that childhood is the most beautiful of life sessions. Childhood means simplicity. Look at the world with the child's eyes. It is very beautiful. This statement was stated by Kailash Satyarthi, an Indian social reformer who campaigned against child labor in India and elsewhere. But sadly, not all children have spent a wonderful childhood with butterflies and rainbows. Many of them are forced into underage work. Their childhood was snatched away, which was supposed to be the most beautiful moment in their lives. Therefore, I will talk about the negative consequences of child labor on this occasion. I'm going to highlight 3 consequences. The first one is child labor exploitation. Article 68 of Law Number 13 of 2003 stipulates that employers are prohibited from employing children for work. And according to the law, children are anyone under the age of 18. This means that the legal minimum age to work in our country is 18. But the sad truth is that many children under the age of 18 work, and worse still, they are being exploited. There are several factors that make kids work, and economic is the most common factor. Child labor are working to raise a family or a household income. Many examples around us, such as children who selling a tissue in Campus A UNJ. This is one of the example of child labor exploitation. Every day they start working from morning until night. They work too much, not frequently, to meet predetermined targets. And the second one is grave breach of their rights. Like all humans, children have their rights too. Their rights include the right health, education, family life, play and recreation, educate living standards, and protection against harassment and danger. In our country, we can see an example of this case. Many children have to quit school to work for their family or household. Parents find that education is no longer needed and they only think about how to maintain their financial and their families. So they send out their children to work and sacrifice school for their kids. Therefore, child labor is a serious violation of the rights of children. And the last one, the third consequence is it is harmful in several aspects. As I said before, one of the children's rights is to protect against abuse and danger. A lot of cases related to child labor are violence. They get abused physically and mentally. Some of them work in hazardous places and often cause physical injury. Some of them even suffer from a cruel parent who forced them to work for their benefit. Child laborers also suffer mentally in addition to physically abuse. So, in conclusion, some people say that childhood is the most beautiful of life season. But sadly, not all children have to spend a wonderful childhood with butterflies and rainbows. Many of them have to work to satisfy their needs and ignore the fact that they are still underage. They do this for some reason, forced by their parents, or even because of the economic demand. This is all the negative consequence of child labor. So, let me end my speech with a quotation by Grace About, who worked in improving the rights of immigrants and advancing child welfare, especially the regulation of child labor. Child labor and poverty are inevitably bound together, and if you continue to use the labor of children as the treatment for the social disease of poverty, you will have both poverty and child labor to the end of the time. I think that's all from me, and thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.